the 19th Sunday in Ordinary Time, 10th of August 2025. Theme: Responsibilities drive personal growth and positive impact. Eleemosunen means mercy, pity, or alms. Eleos is one of 7 New Testament words meaning mercy. Each of the 3 times that this word appears in Matthew, Jesus used it to refer to principles established in the Old Testament or Hebrew Bible, where God clearly required that his people show mercy. Twice Jesus quotes in Isaiah chapter 6 verse 6, "I desire mercy and not sacrifice." To fully appreciate the significance of today's gospel message about mercy, it's helpful to first explore its connection to the first reading from the Book of Wisdom. In verse 9, we see an important reference to the divine institution of the Passover, which serves as an central hymn of praise. This could relate to the Hallel psalms that are traditionally sung after the Passover meal. By understanding this link, we can enrich our interpretation of the Gospel and deepen our appreciation for its themes. The letter to the Hebrews offers profound insight into the unwavering faith of our ancestors, especially figures like Abraham and the patriarchs. This enduring faith not only inspires our belief, but also unites us, opening the door to the spiritual treasures of heaven. It emphasizes the hope they held regarding the Messiah, declaring that faith is the realization of what is hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Our personal experiences of faith are enriched by a deep understanding of God's love, compassion, and mercy, which nourish our belief in Him. The lives of our ancestors echo this sentiment as expressed in Hebrews. All these died in faith. They did not receive what had been promised, but saw it and welcomed it from afar, acknowledging that they were strangers and foreigners on the earth. This passage beautifully illustrates the intimate connection that individuals can cultivate with their faith and hope. Faith in the divine requires a profound trust in God's words and actions. This relationship is essential, revealing His perfection, free from blemish or fault. By continually exploring and deepening our faith, we draw strength from these lessons and cultivate a closer relationship with the divine. We can see the profound connection of the gospel today through the comforting words, "Don't be afraid, little flock." These verses are part of the larger message filled with Jesus' warnings and exhortations. This section, verses 30 to 48, offers a promise of hope, especially for Luke's church, which is facing persecution. It also speaks to a community that eagerly awaits the parousia, the second coming. The declarations, "Christ died, Christ has died, Christ rose, Christ is risen, Christ will come again," echo this hope. The term parousia means come, approach, and signifies active presence in legal documents. Over time, parousia has come to embody the arrival or presence of Christ in glory at a significant moment in the eschatological journey. It conveys the dual ideas of arrival and presence, signifying both becoming present and being present for varying durations. As many have awaited this event for years, they may wonder when it will take place. I reminded by important excursus on parousia and of Tertullian, who in On the Soul, 58 page 2, poignantly asks, why don't you want to believe that souls are punished or rewarded? In the meantime, while awaiting the final judgment to glory or damnation, he emphasizes that amidst that wait, they remain in hopeful confidence, anticipating their destined fate. As we take a moment to reflect on this gospel text, we can truly feel the heartfelt invitation from its author. The first parable about a wedding banquet in verses 35 to 38 remind us to stay vigilant, holding onto the promise of blessings that await us. The second parable, which speaks of the thief, verses 39 to 40, serves as a caution for those who may find themselves unprepared. And then we have the third parable, comparing a faithful slave with an unfaithful one, verses 41 to 48. This one reassures us that diligent workers will be rewarded, while also gently warning us of the consequences that come from neglecting our responsibilities. In verses 32a, we hear a comforting message: don't be afraid. It's a reminder that we are a little flock, verses 32b, and that is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, verses 32c. Jesus invites us to sell what you have and give gifts to the needy, verses 33a, encouraging us to embrace the spirit of generosity. Luke beautifully highlights the power of charity and shows us how early followers prioritize community over individual possessions. This gospel calls us to open our hearts and invest in enduring treasures. Our actions can truly reflect our relationship with Christ, reminding us that kindness has its rich rewards. Together, let us aspire to embody this spirit of love and generosity in our lives. These parables remind us of the importance of being prepared for Christ's return, something that was deeply cherished by early Christians. While some may have lost sight of this anticipation, it is crucial to recognize that God's plan encompasses both judgment and redemption. Luke emphasizes the need for vigilance and gently warns against spiritual complacency, illustrating that those who are prepared will receive blessings. Jesus describes our service to God using the term doulos, servant, highlighting the significance of faithfulness in our lives. Paul, too, identifies himself as a doulos of Christ, encouraging all of us to serve the Lord with heartfelt devotion. Jesus' parables often start as simple stories with clear messages, yet they can unfold in surprising ways that reveal profound truths. Take the parable of the Good Samaritan, for example. The Samaritan represents true kindness and compassion toward the wounded man. In another story, the rich man who confidently believes he has many years ahead to enjoy his wealth is abruptly faced with God's words: "You foolish one, tonight your soul is required of you." These narratives serve as a poignant reminders for us to stay awake and attentive to the deeper truths in our lives. In the parable of the watchful slaves, we see a master who surprises his slaves by inviting them to sit at the table he serves them. This generous act beautifully illustrates the heavenly banquet that the disciples will share at Jesus' return. reminding us of the profound truth that the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve. The unexpected arrival of the Master of the Night reveals how prepared the slaves need to be, and those who are ready will be blessed, just as stated in the Beatitudes. When reflecting on Jesus' words about us, we become aware of the emergence of two important questions. What has Jesus entrusted to us, and what will be required of us in response? Ultimately, the connection between the readings and the Gospel remind us of God's great mercy, showing us how deeply God cares for us. Eleemosunen. When you don't expect Him, remind us that Christ's second coming is a vital part of God's plan for our world, serving as a significant element of our Christian faith. The Fathers of the Church at the Second Vatican Council beautifully noted that it is only in the mystery of the Word made flesh that the mystery of men truly became clear. This invites us to reflect at the crucifix. It would genuinely seek to understand what it means to be human, to grasp our purpose, or to find relief from human suffering, selfishness, and feelings of emptiness. We find guidance at the crucifix. Our souls are vessels of grace, filled with God's strength, enabling us to strive for the high bar He has set for us. The call to live selflessly for others must well be required of the person entrusted with much. Each of us has been given to the precious gifts of soul and body to offer selflessly each day for the well-being of others. The crucifix shows us how to do this, and the Eucharist provides us with the nourishment we need. Many have tried to predict the time of Christ's return, but those efforts have often led to frustration. We know the Son of Man will come unexpectedly, like a thief in the night. So the question we must all consider is this: how can we prepare for the Lord's coming? Perhaps the answer lies not in being constantly awake, but in maintaining our faithfulness, trusting that our genuine commitment will guide us as we await His arrival. For reflection and discussion, what has Jesus entrusted to us? And what will be required of us? Let our hope in the Messiah inspire us to embody the faith of our ancestors, celebrating the profound mercy of God.